Winter Rose, written by Panwadee, Ponglada Ittimakin. Episode 4. Why did you call me back so urgently? Irie asked her mother as soon as she entered the sitting room. Karen was sitting, staring out of the window, and from behind, Irie was unable to tell what her mother was feeling. She waited for Karen to turn around and started to see her face sad and fraught with anxiety. She hurried over to give her a comforting hug. Is it something serious? Is something wrong with Cody? Irie's concern focused first and foremost on Cody. She had not met him for 2 years, during which time she had graduated from Princeton and gone to Harvard. However, they had kept in touch by email and sometimes, on important occasions, spoke on the phone. Karen had been to Rio to visit her son and her first grandson, Cody and Pamela's child. Nothing is wrong with Cody. It is something that directly concerns you, Irie. Karen tried in vain to act as if everything was normal. She was afraid that what she had to tell her daughter would make her angry and sever their relationship. Karen could not accept that. About me? Whatever it is, good or bad, tell me. Irie could no longer contain herself as to what her mother had to tell her, whatever it was, and tried to calm herself. Irie, you must promise me first that when you know the truth, you won't be angry with me and you won't make any hasty decisions. Can you promise me this? Her mother's attitude made Irie realize that it was a really serious matter, even though she knew that Karen was not her real mother. Irie's love for her was so strong that she easily gave her the promise she requested. Karen's expression brightened a little on hearing this, and she started to speak. Irie, do you remember that I once told you that your real mother was Thai? Yes, said Irie matter-of-factly. There was no cause for wonder or anything else, as it was not new to her. She had known since she was 7 years old that she was adopted. No one had intended to tell her, but Betty, Grandmom Lena's granddaughter, had overheard the grown-ups talking about it, and she had taunted Irie remorselessly with the information at school. Irie had returned home in tears, asking to know the truth. She remembered that the knowledge had confused her and made her cry herself to sleep for many nights after that. Finally, the love of her mother and brother had made her forget her regret that she had been abandoned by her real father and Thai mother, whose names she did not even know. Becoming a teenager at one stage, Irie had thought that she would like to know more about her parents, but fear that her real mother would not accept her made her hold back from either asking Karen or searching by herself. I'm sorry that I did not tell you about the letters, said Karen, struggling to control her emotion as she spoke. Your real mother is a good woman. She still loves and thinks about you. This letter bears witness to that. The middle-aged woman went over to open the safe in which she kept important documents, withdraw an old cardboard box, and opened it to let Iris see. The box was full of letters written in English, with the envelopes addressed to Karen. Most of the letters were yellowing with age, but the one on the top looked loosened and as if it had only recently been opened. Karen passed all the letters over to Irene, who, bewildered and unable to speak even a single word, collapsed the box in silence before sinking into a chair. Karen fixed her eyes on the overcast sky, while tears followed the wrinkles under her eyes and ran down her cheeks before falling freely onto her hand. My selfishness caused me to conceal these letters from you. I was afraid that you would leave me if you knew that your real mother still felt a bond with you. Irene had regained her self-control and going to kneel in front of Karen, hugged the waist of the person she loved and respected as her mother. Don't think like that. No one can ever take your place. You brought me up, loved and cared for me for as long as I can remember. Even though you are not my real mother, you have given me life. Today, every day, I will always be your daughter. Iris' words soothed Karen, but the seeds of anxiety still remained. I feel that I have taken too great an advantage of your real mother, have not given her a chance to become close to you until it is too late. Karen's voice faded away, overwhelmed by her feelings. What is it? Urged Irene. Read the letter on the top and you will understand everything. Irene picked up the letter on the very top of the pile and read it avidly. When she had finished, her face was flushed with anger. What is the point? She has other children to take care of now. Irene said curtly, I will never understand my real mother unless you tell me the whole story from the beginning. Karen knew that even though there was a risk that she would lose the affection of this child of the Orient, who she loved as her own daughter, it was Iris' right to know about her real mother. If Iris' feelings changed and she grew to love her real mother more than herself, she would have to accept it. So, Karen started to relate to Irene the events of the past that she had locked in her heart for over 20 years, as if they had happened only yesterday. The rhythmic percussions of the waves, both large and small, lulling in and breaking in masses of white foam on the sandy beach, filled the air. The sound was atmospheric and comforting, causing the American woman in her early 30s to change her mind and walk along the beach instead of the wooden boardwalk constructed parallel to the Atlantic coast of New Jersey. The sand was hot under her feet as she walked along Cape May, the beach dotted with people sunbathing in their swimsuits. The cool breeze from the Atlantic Ocean fanned her face as Karen walked lazily along the clear white, sandy beach. She allowed her thoughts to flow with the waves, the breeze, the sunlight, and the intense blue sky of July. When the sand started to burn her feet beyond endurance, and the exposed pale pink skin of her arms and legs was growing sore, she decided to walk back to the white beach house in the distance. Finding somewhere to sit, she brushed away the hot sand clinking between her toes and put on the shoes she had been carrying. She chose to walk back along the coastal road lined with souvenir shops displaying brightly colored t-shirts emblazoned with the words Cape May, New Jersey, and images of the area. This always caught the attention of tourists and people coming to the beach, including Karen herself, who decided to go and buy some souvenirs for the neighbors back home. Going into a shop with many straw sun hats on display, Karen saw one decorated with white daisies that was suitable for her neighbor Auntie Elena. Convinced that she would like it, Karen picked it up and took it over to the counter. When she had paid for it, she went out of the shop intending to walk back to her beach house. Sauntering slowly along, she had almost reached her house when her attention was caught by a young, dark-haired Asian woman wearing a maternity dress and standing in the pencil slim shadow of an electricity pole. There was something about her manner that made Karen suspicious. On first seeing her, Karen had thought she was waiting to cross the road, but that could not be the case, as even when the road had been quiet enough for her to cross in safety, the girl had still remained where she was. Seeing a big limousine approaching at speed, a sudden instinct impelled Karen to run and grasp the girl before she had a chance to throw herself under its wheels. "Leave me alone!" screamed the pregnant girl, trying to pull herself free of Karen's restraining hands. "You little fool!" Karen rebuked the girl, allowing her cry as much as she wanted, before gently leading her to the beach house. The girl, drained of strength, offered no resistance. Karen led the girl through the quiet sandy private beach and the neat garden full of candy-colored flowers and into the white two-storied Victorian-style wooden house. The house was just one of many assets she had inherited from her late husband, whose life had been cut tragically short before he had had a chance to enjoy it. "Rest now. I won't ask you any questions," said Karen gently, taking the girl into a spare room. Karen got something for her to eat and took care of her. When the young woman had fallen asleep, Karen crept silently out of the room. Thank you for saving the lives of me and my baby," the young woman said after she had listened for a while. Her simple but clear English revealed to the listener that she was well educated. "You don't need to thank me," Karen responded, adding, "What should I call you?" Viri is my name," She replied, Karen, you must rest so that your baby will be strong. When is your baby due to be born? Karen asked, looking at the young woman's swollen belly. Next month. We also looked at her rounded stomach before crying in despair. I shouldn't have been so stupid as to think about killing my baby. Don't think about things that have already happened, Karen said thoughtfully before adding, I think it is difficult for you to think clearly right now. So I would like you to stay here until you give birth. Do you agree? Oh, no, thank you. Thank you so much. But I could not disturb you like that. The kind words of the American woman who had saved her and baby's lives touched Viri and made her unable to hold back her tears. Why not? Actually, I'm staying near here myself. Oh, Karen nodded, understanding. The girl was not penniless. She at least had somewhere to stay. If I rest a little longer, I will be able to make my way home. I will drive you back, offered Karen, still afraid that if she let the girl walk back home by herself, the same situation could arise, unable to explain to herself just why she wanted to help this girl. What do you think? She added. Yes, thank you. Karen was relieved that the girl had agreed. Driving the girl over to her house, Karen understood that the person that she had helped was not a pauper or weighed down by financial problems. She could cross this off her mental list of possible causes of her suicide. So just what had caused her to be so rash to have decided to commit suicide? Karen could not understand and wanted to ask Viri, but certain that the girl would not answer. She kept her suspicions to herself as she sat in Viri's house and talked to her encouragingly as a friend. When she saw that Viri had recovered her equilibrium and was more hopeful about the future, Karen returned to her beach house, leaving her with the words, every life has value. Don't forget, I will come and visit you tomorrow. Thank you. Viri had understood in the nick of time the strength of her love for the unborn child. If this kind American woman had not helped her, both she and the baby in her womb would have perished together. She shivered as she thought about it, asking herself under her breath, why was I so stupid? Tears fell in Viri's eyes. As time passed, Viri and I became very close, but Viri never told me about herself, and I never cried. I just wanted to be a true friend and help her until it was time for her to give birth. Viri asked me to be with her when she gave birth to you. She raised a hand and brushed the tears from her eyes. Why didn't my mother ask her parents to help? I re-asked, puzzled now that Karen had told her so much. I asked Viri about this too, and she said that no one back in Thailand knew the truth. I guess that she was afraid that they would not accept the situation. You know, I read that in America, when single mothers give birth to children out of wedlock, the social service asks if they want to put the child into care or need or any other help. Your mother was in this situation. I myself do not understand why she decided to legally give you to me. So, I was an unwanted baby? Iris' voice wavered, knowing herself to have been abandoned by her mother. Don't misunderstand. We really love her baby, but she had her own reasons that she could not confide even to me. I saw her weep on the day that she signed the papers giving me legal custody of her child, and on the day that she left. Did she ever tell you who was my father? No, she never said anything. And I did not want to drag the truth from her. I did everything that she wanted. Cody was glad to welcome a cute little sister into the family. With her mixed Oriental and Western features, I have no idea what nationality your father was, but I believe that he was a Caucasian because you have brown hair and pale pink tinged skin. In fact, you have your father's features. In one thing only, you do resemble your mother. Your large brown eyes. You were a chubby little girl, like a little doll. Wherever I took you, people wanted to cuddle you. Your brother was so delighted. Cody really loved his little sister. I noticed that Karen stressed the word sister. I never heard from your mother again until 5 years ago, when a letter came to thank me for looking after you. She did not want to steal back the love that you had already given to me, but just to know how you were. I'm sure that she felt guilty about abandoning her child and getting someone else to bring her up. I think she wanted to make amends for what she had done. It's too late for that, countered Iris sadly. It is never too late, Iris. Give her one last chance. Give her the happiness of being with her daughter. Go and meet her. If you think that is what I should do, then I will do it. But not with my heart. I cannot guarantee that. She gave birth to me, but she is not close to me and did not give me love like you do. I cannot love her in the same way as I love you. I'm sorry, but that is the way I feel. Not speak in that way. Just agreeing to meet her is enough to make me happy. And I don't feel guilty anymore for having kept all this from you for so long. As for deciding what to do next, that is up to you alone. If you want to go and live with your own mother, then I will not stop you. Karen had resolved to say this, even though she loved Iris so much. She knew it was only right to give Iris the opportunity to choose her own way. If she chose to go and live with her real mother, then she would have to accept it, however long it took. I want to tell you that you are my only mother that I love, and I will love you forever. Nothing will change that. No one else is of any importance. Iris. Iris' words made Karen's heart full to overflowing. She sat and hugged her adopted daughter closely, wanting to let Iris feel the boundlessness of her love. The older woman's face was flushed with happiness, and the icy wall of fear that she had erected, thinking that knowing the truth about her mother would change Iris' feelings for her, and which had chilled her heart, melted away.